Welcome to Cross Border Capital, the podcast where smart professionals discover how to build international wealth through strategic real estate. I'm your host, Sonia Sharma, and if you're a high earning professional who's ever felt trapped in single income dependency, you're in the right place. After 16 years with Big Four firms in London, Abu Dhabi, Anderson, I've seen how the ultra wealthy really operate. They don't just invest locally, they think globally. They move capital strategically across borders to capture opportunities others often miss. So today, we're diving into one of the biggest underserved markets in international real estate. 32 million non-resident Indians worldwide, plus millions of wealthy Indians in India itself, all looking for trusted advice to help them deploy capital internationally. My guest today is none other than Mr. Sabby Singh, and his story is absolutely fascinating. Sabby has spent over 20 years in UK and international real estate, building and running agencies with companies like Century 21 and represented Remax. But here's what makes him unique. He's one of the few real estate veterans who truly understands both the UK market and the massive Indian population that's looking to invest internationally. Earlier in his career, Sabby identified something that most agents completely miss. Indians don't just buy property, they build assets strategically, and they're willing to pay a premium for advice that they can trust. In fact, when he first served this market back in 2004, he made a whopping £150,000 in the very first year, but he had to close operations because he just couldn't handle the scale and the demand. 20 years later, with sophisticated systems and deep market knowledge, Sabby has positioned himself strategically to cater to the largest underserved real estate population, the Indians worldwide. But here's the twist. He's not just talking about it. He's putting his own money where his mouth is, moving significant capital from London to international markets himself. So, Sabby, welcome to Cross Border Capital. Computer. Welcome to Cross Border Capital. Sabby, it's a pleasure to have you on this podcast, and I'm very excited to be having this conversation finally with you that I've been yearning to have for a very, very long time now.
I know I took a little break for 2.5 years, concentrating on other projects back home in London, something totally different to the property market. But Sonia, it's been a long time, but it's lovely to meet you and lovely to come onto the show.
Okay, great, Sabby. With that said, I'm very curious to know, last when we talked about it, you talked about the Indian investors and how there's a huge gap in catering to the Indian investors abroad and even in India when we talk about international markets. So
I think one of the biggest problems the Indian market got is trusting the real estate in the UK. Now, as soon as a real estate salesman see, oh, he's international, they whack the price up. Yeah, and they charge more money than coming to the conveyancing, the solicitor's cost. They add more money on this. You understand? And by the time it's finished, they're paid well over the odds of the market. Now, the reason I do so well in the market, one, I don't take backhanders. As you've been with me when you're in the UK, you see me dealt with the property at the real estate when I was in Central London. I was offered backhanders. Nope. Right, I cater the best for my clients. Right, and I'm totally honest, and I get the best deal for my clients. All my clients have 33% returns, what I offer, right? I give the figures, they can go anywhere. And everything I sell is off market, never on the market. Is not what you know, is who you know and where to go and get it from. Yeah.
well, that's the secret sauce. That's
Yeah.
the secret sauce, Sabby, that I learned from you is that once the deal is on the market, it's already too late. And I
You
put that
see,
in my book as well, that I learned from you.
I have one motto. God's given me a gift. It's not for me, it's to share with others. Right? I got a roof over my head, got a dog, and I got a car. I'm happy with that. You understand? And I look at me, the beautiful scenery. You know what I mean? So I'm not there to make millions and millions. I want, I want, I want, I want. It's more like seva. I mean, like, you know, you go to the mandir, you do donations. This I do it for the public. I made loads of millionaires. I lost count. So I remember a story. A guy only had £100,000 going back in, I think it was in 2007. Right? I told him, buy this property. It's £50,000. Oh, my wife won't let me do this. I said, listen, buy it. Then what you do make it into 2 flats. Yeah. And you're going to walk away with 100 grand. Right? He said, but I showed him the figures. He couldn't believe it. He told his wife, well, there must be a catch to it. I said, it's up to you if you want it, right? Because you're my best mate. He bought it. You know how much it's worth today? 20 million.
20 million pounds.
I think you've spoken to Jazz Hyatt one time when you were with me. Jazz. Yeah, we spoke.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
Of course. Yes, I
And he
remember.
gives me a lot of properties, Now, if I'm selling someone's house and someone's giving me a backhander, and if I accept that, do you think they would let me sell their own house? No.
No, the trust is gone then.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
because they trust me, but the biggest problem we have, the Indians, when they come to England, they get shafted. Now, here's another thing. You've probably seen brand new apartments off market being sold, because even in Delhi, Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, Indonesia, Thailand, I should do road shows, right? And these should be off market properties, off market. They never sell them in the UK. The only UK get off market is the leftovers, right? So they sell it at a premium rate to the Indians, whatever, at a premium rate they do, and a lot of them people get shafted. When I deal with one client, it's from start to finish. All they do is sign on a dotted line. That's it. Once
Okay,
a property.
let's pause here, Sabi. Let's go step by step. We're talking to two kind of audience here, right? One, there are Indians abroad, British Indians and Canadian Indians who are settled there like you, like third generation, fourth generation, but their roots are India. And a lot of those people and a lot of my friends as well, they're very interested in looking at the Indian real estate market right now. Or
Okay, here's another one. You probably know about my. Um, I've not. We worked on You and me worked on a very big project with Century 21, the largest NRI real estate. Am I correct? Or Century
yes,
21,
yeah.
right? The problem here is right now, if you're looking at India, I tell you how. We are setting up the first NRI largest real estate worldwide. So now, parents who moved to Canada, America, New Zealand, Australia, they have died. The kids, they left the properties to their kids, right? Now the kids don't know where to go, where to find it, how to do it, what is it worth. You understand? Now, I dealt with a few cases on this one. There was a plot next to the Western Hotel in Jalandhar. There was a plot, and this plot must be worth around about 3 crore. You know how much my client picked it up for? The guy was based in Birmingham, sorry, in Coventry in England. He paid £100,000, 1 crore,
For buying it or for selling it?
buying it.
He had to buy it. His
Yeah.
parents left the property, is it?
No, the mother passed away and the father passed away. Okay, so son had a plot on a main road, right, and he wanted to sell it. He didn't care. He just wanted to get rid of it, and that's it. I said, okay, let me find a buyer. I found a buyer. He's at offer 1 crore. He accepted 1 crore.
Oh,
Right, and the property actually was valued later at 3 crore.
wow.
So basically, now these NRIs who want to sell properties, who are living in England, never been to India, they want to sell it. You guys make an offer to them. Make an offer, and my job is put the offer forward to them, and that's it. Do the valuation, do what you want, put the offer forward to them. If it's a good deal, you get it, buy it. You see, now there's money to be made here. It's a niche market, and that's it. These people overseas don't want nothing to do with India. They just want to get whatever they can get.
Yeah.
They just want to get rid of it. There's no greed, and that's it. Yeah. Otherwise,
so they're literally available at like dirt cheap because they don't want to know, they don't understand the market, they don't even want to care to come to India and do the whole negotiation.
it's not that coming to India. They know what to do, where to go, how to deal with it. That's what it is. Yeah. I mean, I had the first NRI corporation in England to deal with legal matters in India. The first person in 2004, I think it was, I forgot, yeah? Anyway, it was a huge success. Now everyone's doing it, but there's still a gap in the market. They still don't know what they're doing.
Yes.
What they're doing is robbing their clients and making, they want to do a land registry check, yeah, in India of a property. You know how much they charge? So when it comes to 1 lakh is like £1,000. So we go with that figure, yeah? So averagely, right? 1 lakh is £1,000. They charge £3,000 for a land registry check. That's 3 lakhs. Can you believe it? And it costs probably 1,000 rupees.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You can actually go online nowadays. Yeah.
Okay, so this is one side of the pain story of the Indians abroad who have properties in India. Now, I'm also looking at a lot of Indians here in India now that I'm here in India, lot of disposable wealth, and they want to park their funds in growing markets. And of course, India is a growing market, and real estate is what it is in India. I've made money out of the Indian real estate market. I truly believe in it. But what are the upcoming countries that you're looking at right now? I'm curious to know from you.
Well, London is always going to be London. Prices will never go down in London, right? Okay, let's talk about Mayfair, Central London. 1% goes down. Wow, everyone jumps to it. You understand?
Yes, 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 yes.
London, Central London, when you buy, there's two things: prestige and premium, right? Now, these properties, you get a rent when you rent them out, but you're only getting 3% return or 4% return. Okay, right? You're only getting 4% return, right? However, that property each year is going up by £150,000, which is 1.5 crore every year is going up every year. So that's your premium going up, yeah. And
Right.
there's, you see, that's where we are, yeah.
And
But
plus the currency exchange as well,
then
because
we got prestige on the other side. Let's go up north. The rental income is high, right? You're earning good like 7-8% yield on the
sorry,
rental
I
income.
missed that. Which place are you talking about now?
Let's talk about example the West Midlands.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the properties are average price, but the yield is like 7 to 8%. You understand, right? 7 to 8%. And but the only thing is, the property value only goes up by 30-40 thousand pound a year.
Hmm.
You see, that's what it is. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
Plus,
mean,
I'm sure that the ticket size is smaller as well. You could probably pick something up for 200, 300,000 pounds even now in West Midlands.
yeah.
Whereas I don't think central London that you're talking about can be anywhere less than 750,
If,
800.
Birmingham is the second largest city in the UK.
Yes.
That's where I made my money, and that's where I'm very well known,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So I used to bring the investors from London to invest in Birmingham, right? And that's why the prices have gone up.
Hmm.
Now they got a HS2 standing there, HS2.
Hmm.
Now, guess where everyone's investing is in Wolverhampton.
Oh,
Up,
okay.
now Wolverhampton was a dead city,
Hmm.
right? Now it's up and coming like anything.
Hmm.
Everyone's going to Wolverhampton. Even the Birmingham now families who wants to buy a property, they're buying Wolverhampton because the train goes straight to Birmingham from there anyway, the HS2.
Yeah.
Now that is up and coming,
Hmm.
and you can pick up property from there. Like, I mean, example for like average easily 180,000, 150.
Where?
In Wolverhampton,
Look.
200,000. You
Yeah, yeah.
know,
Hmm.
so average, but your returns will be high. But as soon as the more it gets developed, the more premium those properties will go up. Now that is another mini Southall there,
Hmm.
mini Southall that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dudley Road. Google Dudley Road, Wolverhampton. You see what I'm talking about? Yeah.
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 Um.
Okay. So that's the UK market. Now, what about people who want to park their money cross countries and have a global portfolio? What are the upcoming markets that you're eyeing or you're believing
Well,
in? What's your?
I've traveled a lot. Thailand is a good market. Again, there's money to be made in Thailand in nice areas. Now you got to be very careful what you're purchasing in Thailand. Don't get screwed over.
Hmm.
A lot of Americans and a lot of British people bought properties here, and they had Thai women, right?
Right, right.
Right?
Everybody knows
They
that.
either died,
Hmm.
right, and the family stepped in the properties, or they had a divorce, or whatever, whatever the reasons, right? Or or they're scared, something's happened, and the guys run off. Now the problem over here, these English people and Americans got properties here, but they want to sell them, but they don't know how to sell them, and they can't come here, right? And they're just sitting here, and that's where I fit in. I get the buyers, we pick it up very cheap, right? Pick it up very cheap, keep control. Don't forget the general police knows me here. We don't have no issues at all, right? Nice, nice near the beach, wherever they are. We can pick something up here like for £30,000, something which is worth £60,000, right?
Then wouldn't like say for example, I'm sure a lot of people in UK Indians would be listening to this at some point. I mean, like you just said, that
Probably.
isn't there a risk that even if they pick it up for 30,000 pounds, if they can't sell it for 50 even, then what's the point of risking that capital even?
That's why you probably know I deal with Kapil Dev, Ajay Shetty. I deal with a lot of famous actors. I give good advice. One thing with me is this: you get totally honesty. If I see one little percent of a risk, I tell my client, leave it, walk away, right? Because my look, I never gone on social media, Facebook, or marketed myself because my clientele, that's what they pay me for. You know, so if we see a property which is nice, right, and we pick it up, right, and we look at it, we see all the pros and cons. Don't forget, it's got to be leasehold, no freehold, leasehold, right? A
Why
lot
is
of
that? People generally prefer freehold. Why should
the
one go?
problem is we're talking about condos and apartments. You are non-Thai, right? You cannot buy a freehold, okay? There's a lot of people, especially Chinese, buying up here. They're refrigerating the market up and everything. They are a lot of Japanese, Koreans. I mean, where I live is all Koreans and Japanese there.
Uh-huh.
And the prices are going up and developments are going up, right? So wherever you're going to purchase in Thailand, you've got to make sure it can be sold also.
Yeah.
The rental income yields are very high,
Okay.
very high. I mean, you could be looking at anything like 20-30% yields on the rental income. I think in 2 years you probably make your money back.
Yeah, I mean 20% is like
Now
6,000.
the problem here is there's no one like me here, who can tell all this.
Well,
The
that's your knack. You're always there ahead of time and
thing is,
looking.
the reason I've done so well, I like repeat business. I want my customer to back. When I make them very rich, I'm very happy about it. I feel good, and they trust me. They won't go to anyone else. I'm not there to cheat them. You understand, right? I, they say have a little bit. There's plenty of room to eat. You understand, and that's it. You know what I mean? You build that relationship. That's why I got a unique market. I have. I mean, I enjoy it, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so now top three markets that you would want to put your money in globally. I know it's a very, very tough question, and
I
it's
mean,
not a
there's a bit of research I'm doing in Canada market at the moment, right?
okay.
Because don't forget, these Canadians, right? They come from India and they go to Canada, right? And they get into properties. We have grown up, we've seen the world. You understand? They come from the pen and they're opening properties. I see a great gap in Canada. I do. If you get a block of apartments, right, you can do Airbnb, triple your bloody money in there, right? If you do the
And
right.
what about Canada sending back Indians right now, illegal immigrants and all of that? So is that affecting the market or how? What?
Not really. No, not really. Because don't forget, these illegal immigrants are staying there. Let's say these Canadians been there for a number of years. Let's say a guy's been there for 15 years,
Hmm.
driving a lorry, and he's earning $100,000 a year. You got one immigrant who's come there, even a laborer, right? And he's charging half the price. You see, these immigrants have caused problems in Canada, bung the rates of the market of employment down. Yeah, and that's
Okay.
what it is. Yeah.
Okay. And Sabi, do you have a view on the UAE market at all, or is that something that doesn't
I
interest
mean,
you? Hmm.
I did look at the UAE market. Everyone's looking at Dubai. I
Yeah.
think Dubai is oversaturated in the day. It's oversaturated.
But we've
They've
been
been,
hearing it for decades now.
yeah, it's a bit oversaturated and everything. You know what they say? You know what gets to me?
Hmm.
Oh, if you buy this apartment for this much, we can rent it out for you this much and guaranteed rent for 2 years.
Yeah,
Now, here's the catch,
that's the
right?
catch.
The
Yeah.
2 year rent guarantee they're given, you already paid for it.
Yes. Plus, when they're giving you rental guarantee, I mean, the most important point is that will you be able to liquidate that? If there's so much supply in the market, then if you had to liquidate your asset, would that be even possible? And that's where I feel
I mean,
it's an oversupply
I mean,
market. But, you know,
going back a few years ago, my friend said, "Oh, I bought an apartment. I got 2 year rent guarantee free." I said, "That's good. So you're getting rental every month?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Great, great." So we went to Dubai on the 26th of August, right? On the 26th of August in 2019, right? And I said, "Oh, where's this apartment?" So we went there. We take a look at it. Looked at the door. Looked at everything, and the neighbor came out. "Oh, what's up?" I said, "Yeah, I'm just wondering, is anyone here?" He said, "No one's been living here for a year and a half."
they've already, yeah, they've
Great.
just already taken the money and paying it back to you now. Hmm.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's funny stories what I had. So
Yeah.
that's why I don't what that now the UK has done. There's real estate. There's a guy called Eden, and he's in Mayfair and everywhere. He's a good friend of mine. He's a CEO. right? So what he's done, he set up an office in Dubai,
Mm.
right? And they're selling off-market properties, off-plan properties in Dubai to Arabs.
Yeah.
So real estates now are setting up, UK real estates are setting up in Dubai, selling properties for London. You see where I'm
Oh,
coming from? Yeah.
no, no, no. Sorry, that they're selling Dubai properties to people
Okay.
from London.
Okay. They're setting up their business, investment business for real estate in Dubai,
Hmm.
but the properties are London properties.
But that's tax planning, right? That's just tax planning.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So where would I invest now? London is still good investment. There, one thing about London, why I do so well, planning permission. People go for planning permission for big buildings. This. People say, where should I invest? You know what I do? I look at where the big developments are coming in the next few years.
Hmm.
Now, there's a town called Digbeth in Birmingham,
Hmm.
right? It's very near to the city centre.
Hmm.
That town is like warehousing and everything. And when I looked at the planning permission, I said, bloody hell, there's big condos coming up in the next few years. Planning permission is going in, this is. That's the place to buy.
Yeah. You're
You see
giving
what I'm coming
away
from?
your secret sauce here, Sabby.
Yeah, that's where to buy. Sometime I used to go to court. I done 480 repossessions in 1 year, right? Countrywide bought me out, my company, right? 480 repossessions in one town I done. Now, the thing is, what I used to do, I see in court what cases are, how many repossession court cases are. Then I report the people, approach the person. I say, look, you're getting repossessed, aren't you? He said, yeah, I'm getting repossessed and everything. I said, how much you owe? He's like, oh, 200,000. I said, what's the valuation of your property? He said, 300,000. I'll tell you what, you can stay in the property, right? We'll bail you out on this. Yeah, and pay the 200. I get the paperwork done. There. Sign the agreement, and we get it all sorted out. Walk into court, lawyers there. Your Honor, we're going to bail him out. It's 200,000 they own. We're paying that. At the same time, we also like an order that this property is transferred to us.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hmm.
amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay. So for this podcast, Sabby, we're going to go on talking about it because I want to go laser sharp into how can people get into the Thailand market? How can Indians get into the UK market? What's Canada looking like? Because a lot of people have their children studying in Canada. Maybe they're looking at buying in Canada, but obviously sitting here in India, it's not possible to understand a market that far. So, but for now, my final question for this time is that uh, yeah, just one more time. If you're talking about Canada or England, what kind of returns are like yield-wise are we looking at right now? Well, you've mentioned a few areas. So,
I mean,
mm,
London is now getting a lot of buildings up. You know what I mean? I don't know if anyone knows Southall. There's 10,000 apartments being built there, right? 10,000 apartments. Another they're calling the new Southall. Yeah,
okay.
it's totally out of this area. You
I'm
know,
wondering where is there even like space for that kind of thing inside
there
South?
is there's always space. It's opposite the Southall station. There's a big gas. But anyway,
Mm,
so where it, it depends how much money they want to invest.
mm,
Yeah, and where to invest. Now, if they purchase it cash, yeah, they're purchasing it cash, then the best places to go is auctions.
mm.
Yeah, auctions, all slops, SDL. I know all the auction houses, right? Right. I have a lot of connection with the auction houses, and sometimes before it even goes to the auction, you can purchase it at the right price. You're still walking away with 10-15% discount.
Well,
You are.
that's where you come in, Savvy. These are the gaps that an investor really needs.
Hmm.
Rather than being an ignorant investor, if they have the right advisor, that can make all the difference.
See, with my client, I don't just show a property, I show them what's available, I back up my figures, I show the statistics, I show the returns, I show everything. I say, you decide yourself. These are the facts. They're not my figures, it's what's here in front of you. And this is what you're getting. Yeah? And that's it. Yeah. And that's how it works.
Mm.
Anything I sell my clients, I also I make sure they get a good return, not like 4 or 5%. That's peanuts. You know what I mean? We want to make big returns like 20%, 30%, 40% returns. Oh, I can tell you about a 30-40% return. Now, my client wanted this particular job center in Telford, right? And a 2-story job center it was. So He said, Sabby, can you go and make the offer? I said, what's the highest you want to go? He said, I got 850, but he's on the market for 750. I said, okay, great, no problem. Went there. Uh, we would like to make an offer. He said, well, it's 750. I said, okay, 750 we offer. No, we've been offered that. You have to go higher. I said, how much you want to go? I said, I got 800. I'll come back to you. He come back to me and he said, by the way, this was during lockdown. Okay? During lockdown. And by the way, he said, it's going to the auction in London. I said, why? But my offers are greater than, you know what I mean? No, they feel that they'll get more in the auction. I said, okay, great, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I represent my clients in the auction.
Uh-huh.
Now, here's a classic one.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm in the auction, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much you think I picked that property up from the auction?
700.
Now, Ash, £336,000.
No way. No way.
Yes. The offers they were getting was with loans. They weren't getting, you understand? They were offers. So at that time, mortgages, commercial loans, bridging loans were at a standstill. You understand? I was so bloody hell. £436,000. Now that property, I'm going to talk about 12 weeks period, right? My client don't like holding on to properties, right? So he said, I want to sell this. I said, what are you looking at? Oh, get me around about 630,000. I said, okay, first you wanted 700,000. So you probably met him, Mario. He buys a lot of properties. You deal with him a lot. You know Mario and Jay. And you met him also. He gives me a lot of properties in the day. You met him when we were in Wolverhampton with our other colleague Jazz and everyone, right? Anyway, so they bought it for £630,000. Right? Jazz and Mario bought it for £630,000.
The one that you took for 300 something from the
435, 36. So they bought it for 630,000. Now my client who sold that property, he wants money fast. He said, listen, I want £50,000 deposit within 3 days, deposit to my solicitor, or this is called an ICE account, right? Which is no one can touch, right? And you got to complete within 8 weeks. We said, fine, no problem, done.
Sabby, you're giving away too much information on a public podcast.
Let them make money. Anyway, they completed on a Friday, right? And they bought it for 630,000. Guess what? Right? They got planning permission for that. These are offices, conversions, right? They got planning permission for 27 apartments.
I hope we're not talking about the same deal, the Birmingham deal.
No, this is a different deal in Thailand. Sorry,
that's good one.
2.7. They made 2.9 million. That building's worth from purchasing from 630,000, spending around about £500,000, converting them into one-bedroom flats, 27 of them. The whole block's worth 2.9 million. Look at the return on that.
It's mind-blowing. I can't even do the math.
You've got to know what to do. Yeah.
Okay, I guess this is enough for one podcast. We've shared a lot of insider information on real estate deals and stuff. So thank you so much, Sabby, for the time and for all the insights.
Quick one before you go. Quick one. The UK government, the UK financial offer loans up to 65% of the property value. So you have to put 35% down as overseas. If you're purchasing in the UK, that is also possible. If you're in Australia, America, Canada, you can purchase for investment and get 65% of the loan from the bank from you.
That might be because that wasn't the case some years back. Like as a foreign investor, you couldn't get UK mortgages. You could get a mortgage from your own country, from your own bank.
No. The properties in the UK, the securities in the UK, you put 35% down. The bank's got its guarantees. Come on, there's a family. I mean, there's a lot of people like Barclays Banks and everything. There's a lot of Indians. I mean, remember the CEO of Yes Bank who got help for this? His daughter bought a property in Mayfair. She took a mortgage up from Barclays Bank.
Yeah, no, don't give away. Like, okay, well, if it's public information, then that's fine.
Is it public information? It's public information, right? I mean, she got a mortgage with a few £1 million with Barclays Bank. You see, but she's Indian, isn't she?
Okay, that's very insightful. I didn't know that myself. I thought that, you have to have a UK banking relationship and everything before you can get a UK loan. So that's very helpful to know.
That can be all sorted out.
Hmm.
Fantastic, yeah.
Great. And next time when we dial in next week on the podcast, Sabi, I want to zoom in a bit more on this Thailand opportunity that you're literally sitting there and whatever you're figuring out. I'm very curious to know.
Listen, is it I I have a corporate market setting up in Century 21 worldwide, over 10,000 real estates. I've been working on it for 2.5 years. The department is ready to be launched, right? And it will be done in the next few months. And trust me, anywhere in the world you want a property, you see it on our global market. Yeah.
Brilliant. Lovely talking to you.
You
Yes.
take care, Sonia.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Take
Thank you.
care. Yeah.
Okay. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye now. Bye.